Well, welcome back. We've got a lovely Pilates video for you. It should be about 20 minutes, half an hour, and it's going to be really good just to get into that core, kind of reconnect with that core, linking the breathing, but really gentle as well. So yes, we'll begin. So we're going to come down onto the mat to begin with. Start in a nice relaxation pose. So feet are going to be about hip width apart, knees bent. Have your hips heavy into the mat. And then from there, we're just going to relax our hands down by our sides. We're just going to make sure the weight's nice and evenly distributed through the hips. And we're just going to imprint, so tucking that tailbone under, imprinting all the way into the mat, and then lifting up, so getting an arch through the lower back, lifting that core up off the mat, and then imprinting into the mat again. Good. Let's just do a couple more here. Just starting to get a bit of movement, being aware of kind of where the mat is, what our body's doing. And then from there, I just want us to come to a nice neutral spine, so that should be about the middle. Should be able to get a nice kind of flat area here. Should be able to balance a bowl of soup or something on there. And then we're going to come up to our ribs. And I just want us to make sure that our ribs aren't jutting out. So we're just going to pull those ribs down, have the ribs heavy into the back of the mat as well. And then from there, we're coming up to our shoulders. So I want you just to do a couple of shoulder circles. You won't be able to get the full range of movement, but I just want us to circle those shoulders. And then on this time, we're going to go all the way up, pull those shoulders up towards your ears. And then I want you just to slide the shoulders down. So feel those shoulder blades slide down your back and open up your chest. Relax your hands down by your sides. And then from here, we're just going to look over to one side and then look over to the other side. Back over. And one last time. Good. Now from here, just bring your head straight, looking up to the ceiling. Just tuck that chin in ever so slightly, so you've got a nice long spine. And then we're going to come into some breathing, so nice Pilates breathing, so in through your nose, out through your mouth, and you're filling up the backs and the sides of those ribs, so your ribs are coming out to the side rather than lifting that chest up. So inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Good. And as you're doing this, as you're exhaling, you should be able to really feel that core engage, drawing that belly button down towards the spine, scooping that belly. Let's just do a couple more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then from here, we're going to go into our toe taps. So we're just going to float one leg up into tabletop, and then we're going to float the other leg up into tabletop. Hopefully your legs will feel quite heavy in this position. You should feel your core engaged. And I just want you to imprint your lower back into the mat, scoop through that belly, and then we're just going to lower one leg down and then lift it back up, keeping that belly scooped the whole time. Good. Now as we're doing this, we're making sure we're hinging at the hip, and just lowering and lifting. Good. We're keeping that knee nice and still, so we're not just tapping the foot down to the mat like this. We're lowering the leg from the hip and then lifting back up, scooping through that stomach and not forgetting to breathe. Let's just do a couple more here. 1 and 2. Good. Now just draw those knees in towards the chest, give them a circle, make sure everything's feeling okay. Good. And then just float one leg back up into tabletop, then the other leg back up into tabletop. Reset that nice position, so imprint your lower back into the mat, scoop that belly, and from here we're just going to extend the legs out onto the diagonal. Good. Now if you want to challenge this, you can extend that leg out lower, so the lower the leg goes, the harder it is, keeping that belly scooped. If you want to, you can just straighten your legs straight up, if that's enough for you. So we're going to extend that leg out, pointing those toes. thinking about that breath. So exhale as you extend that leg away. Inhale, bring it back. Good. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and one last one. Good. Just again, draw those knees in, give them a quick circle and a break. And then from here, we're just going to bend and straighten the legs. Just wake up these legs quickly before we go into the next one. So we're going to go into flutter legs. But to begin with, we're going to keep our legs bent. What we're going to do, we're going to pull the legs apart, and then we're going to cross the toes, the feet over. Pull them apart and then cross them over. So you should really feel this on the inner leg, the inner thigh area. And you should be still scooping through that belly. And inhaling away, and then exhaling, pulling those legs back together. Inhale away, exhale, pull those legs back together. And just crossing over, alternating which leg goes on top. And we're going to do another 4, 3, 2, one last one. 1. Okay, now from here we're going to straighten our legs up, and we're going to do the same. So we're going to bring the legs apart and then cross the feet over. Now if this is too much for you, then you can go back and just keep your legs bent. Good. Still scooping through that belly, trying to keep those legs nice and straight, pointing those toes. We're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just bend those knees in, give them a quick rest. And then from here, we're going to straighten those legs up, and we're just going to flutter the legs. So just one in front of the other, keeping those legs nice and long, scooping through that belly. And we're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Draw those knees in, give them a circle. Nice. Okay, from here, we're going to relax those legs down. We're just going to do a couple of curl-ups in preparation for the 100. So just bring those feet back so the hip width apart, floating those hands up off the mat. Imagine you've got like an apple or an orange here that you're keeping held between your chest and your chin. So just tuck the head ever so slightly. And then from here, we're just going to exhale, curl ourselves up, curling those shoulders and the head and the neck up. And then exhale, lower yourself back down. Exhale, curl yourself up. And then exhale, lowering yourself back down. Let's do 2 more. One last one. Nice. Okay, now from here we've got the 100. So you've got options here. You can keep your feet on the mat and you can curl yourself up and pulse your arms from here, or you can float your legs up into tabletop, pulse your arms here, or you can have your legs straight and pulse your arms here. I'm going to keep my legs bent, but if you do start with straight legs or bent legs and it gets too much, then just bring your legs back down. So we are going to get ourselves nice and ready. Float your legs up into tabletop and then straighten them if you're having straight legs. And then exhale, curl yourself up. And we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep scooping that belly. Keep smiling. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And relax down. Hug those knees into the chest, or slide the legs and the arms away. Stretch out. And have a little breather. Good. Okay, now from here we're going to come over onto our side and do a nice side series. So we're going to be up on our elbow. Our elbow is going to be under our shoulder. Our legs are going to be straight out in front of us. Use the other hand for balance if you want to, or hold it up on your hips. Just make sure your hips are staying nice and stacked. You're lifting up through that waist and you're not collapsing into your shoulder. So keep pushing that mat away. And just to begin with, we're going to lift and lower the legs. That top leg. So lengthening through the crown of the head. And we've got 4. Lifting through the waist, 3. Pushing the mat away, 2. And 1. Good. Now bring that leg in line with the top hip. And we're going to bend that knee up and then push the leg away. Bend up and then push away. So imagine you are actually pushing something away. So think about that resistance. Still lifting up through that waist. Still pushing the mat away with the shoulder and the elbow. And we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now bend those knees. Feet are in line with the bum. Hips are still stacked. And we're going to open and close. I'm going to do the clam. So we're squeezing those heels together. And we're making sure we aren't just opening our hips up. So keep those hips stacked. Still lifting through the waist. Still pushing that mat away. Through the shoulder. Good. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're just going to quickly come down onto our arm. Still lifting through that waist. We're going to float our feet up and we're going to open and close. 3, 4, 5, 6. Squeezing those heels together. And that's the last one there. Good. Now from here, we're going to come back up onto our elbow. And we're going to go into a nice side plank. So, keeping those knees bent where they are. We're going to inhale, prepare, lengthen through the body, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then exhale, float those hips up. Keep the body nice and in line, so you're not opening your chest up, you're not collapsing your chest. And then lower down. Have a little breath. Inhale, and then exhale, come back up. Good. And relax down. Now from here, we're just going to bring ourselves up. Have our feet in a kind of zigzag position, and then we're just going to stretch, reach over and stretch, get a lovely stretch down the side, and then coming over to the other side. Good. Relax down and spin round for the other side. Okay, so again we're propping ourselves up on our elbow just to begin with. And have that hand in front or up on your hip, it's completely up to you. Keep these hips nice and stacked, and we're going to lift and lower. So the whole time you're trying to point as you lift, flex that foot as you lower. You're pushing that mat away with the shoulder. And we've got 4, 3, lifting through that waist, 2, and 1. Nice. Bring that leg up, and we're going to bend the knee and then push the leg away. Imagine you're pushing something away, so add that resistance there. Still lifting up through that shoulder, not collapsing into it. Good. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now from here, we're going to bend those legs. Still lifting through that waist. Knees, feet are in line with your bum, and then we're going to open and close the knees, pushing those heels together. Still lifting through that waist, making sure those hips aren't opening as you open those knees. Good. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now from here, we're coming down onto the mat, propping our head up with our hand. Keeping those hips nice and stacked, floating those feet up off the mat, and squeezing those heels together, and then opening and closing again. Still lifting up through that waist. Good. And we've got 4, 3, 2, come back up onto our elbow, elbow under shoulder. Inhale, prepare. And then when you're ready, exhale, push up onto those knees, float those hips up off the mat. Hold that there for a few moments, lifting up through that waist, and then come down. Have a little breather, inhale. And then exhale, float your hips up. Draw that belly button to spine. And then coming back down. Good. Now bring your legs into a nice zigzag. In front, and then from here, leaning over towards your feet, getting a really good stretch down that side. And then exhale, going to the other side. Nice. Okay, now from here, we are going to come over onto our 4-point kneeling. So our hands are going to be under our shoulders, and our knees are going to be under our hips. Just to begin with, we're just going to do a quick few breaths here. So we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to imagine we've got a corset on and that's being tightened. So you're drawing that belly button up towards the spine, and you're wrapping all the way around those ribs, all the way around to the front of the stomach as well. So inhale, prepare, and then exhale, and wrap all the way around the ribs. Nice. Inhale and relax, and then exhale. And then just wrap all the way around. Good. Inhale. And then exhale. Okay, this time we're going to tuck our toes under at the back. And then as we begin to exhale, we're going to wrap just for a moment. We're going to hold ourselves here and just wrap around the ribs. And then we're just going to hover up off the mat just a little bit. So inhale, prepare. And then start to exhale. Wrap those ribs and then hover up. So that belly's to spine, and you're just holding yourself there, and then come back down. Inhale, and then exhale. Wrap around those ribs, and then float up. Good. We've got 2 more here. So inhale, prepare, and then exhale. And one last one. Inhale. And then exhale. Nice. Now from here we're going to untuck our toes, and we are just going to lower ourselves down to the mat really slowly, and then from there you're going to put your bum to the heels and then bring yourself back up. So lowering those elbows to the mat, face down to the mat, trying to keep your bum and your heels, hips really still, and then bring yourself back up to the starting position. So lowering yourself down, and then coming back, and all the way up. Good. Nice, let's do 2 more here. Lowering yourself down really slowly, trying to really lower those elbows first, not just lowering your head. And one last one. Good. Okay, now we're just going to go into some press-ups. So, keeping the bum and the hips really still, we're going to lower those elbows down to the mat, and then exhale and push yourself back up. Inhale, lower yourself down, and then exhale, push yourself up. Good. Inhale, lower down, exhale, push up. We've got another 3. Inhale, exhale. So we're keeping those elbows in, we're not allowing the elbows to splay to the side. So keeping those elbows going straight back towards your knees. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push up. One last one. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Bum to heels. Reach those arms forward. Have a nice stretch and circle those wrists. Okay. Now from here we're going to come forwards, back up onto our knees. We're going to come onto our elbows though, just to rest the wrists. And then from here we're going to straighten one leg away, engaging that core, lifting up through the core, the belly to spine, and just keeping those hips nice and level. We're just going to lift and lower. So we're lifting with control on the way up and on the way back down. Good. 4, 3, 2, movements, squeezing the glutes, squeezing those bum muscles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now from here, we're going to curl that knee all the way in, curl through the spine, and then extend that leg all the way up. Curl the leg in, and then extend all the way up. Curl in, and then extend up. Good. From here, we've got 4, 3, 2, and one last one. 1. Good. Bring that leg back. Now from here, we're going to flex the foot in, point the leg away. Flex in, point away. Just checking in with those hips, making sure they're still level, still drawing up through that belly towards the spine. And we've got 3, 2, and one last one. Good. Bring that knee down, bum to heels, and have a nice little breather. And just get yourself ready for the other leg. Okay. Now from here, we're going to come back up onto our elbows. We're going to straighten the other leg away, and we're going to lift and lower. Good. So still engaging that core, wrapping that waist, lifting and lowering the leg. Good. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we are just going to pulse the leg. Really small movements, squeezing those glutes. And we're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, we're going to tuck that knee under, curl up through the spine, and extend the leg away. Tuck and curl, and extend the leg away. Good. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now from here, bring that leg level. Just check and make sure those hips are nice and level, and then we're going to bend and straighten. Good. Flexing that foot in and then pointing the toes away. And we've got 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring that leg down, bum to heels, reach those arms forward, come into a lovely shell stretch. Just breathe into it. Inhale and then exhale. Good. Now from here, we're just going to walk around to one side, get a nice stretch down the side of the body. And then exhale, come round and go to the other side. Good. Now from here, we're going to come back to center, and we're just going to bring ourselves up onto our hands and knees. We are just going to step one hand forward ever so slightly, feed the other hand through, thread the needle, and get a lovely stretch across the back. Good. And then from there, we are just going to go through to the other side. And so feeding that hand through, stretching. Nice. And then from there, we're just going to come back to a nice kneeling position. Back onto the mat. We're just going to have a couple of breaths here. So inhale, and then exhale. Drawing that belly button towards the spine, lifting up through the crown of the head. Good. One last one. Inhale, and then exhale. Good. And relax. That's you done. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.